All right, a very big welcome to you, my dear listeners and viewers from all over the world. Thank you for joining me on another great episode of your favorite political talk show, The Truth, with Ben Jokes. Olubadan urges FG to reopen all land borders. The Olubadan of Ibadan land, Oba Rashidi Ladoja, has appealed to the federal government to open all land borders in Nigeria to ease the movement of persons and goods across the sub-region as provided under the ECOWAS trade liberalization scheme. The monarch said that following the federal government's removal of fuel subsidy on May 29, 2023, there was no longer a reason for the continued closure of the remaining land borders. Now, what the monarch is trying to say is that the hardship of subsidy removal is on one side. There is no need to compound it with the hardship of border closure, because we know that when you close borders, prices of goods will go up. Buhari closed those borders saying that he wanted Nigerians to begin to produce what they consume, but we don't have electricity, we lack a lot of things when it comes to trying to produce. You have not put those ones in order. You jumped to border closure. So I thought that anybody that took over from Buhari would immediately open the borders, as it was the easiest thing to do to ease the pressure on Nigerians. But clearly the borders have remained closed, and it is obvious that it is only policies that negatively impact Nigerians that go through quickly with this government. No matter how the Olubadan screams, I don't think the government is going to listen to him. Now, let us look at the top stories. First is that one coming from the APC chairman, one that left Nigerians angry and cursing at the APC and the TINUBU administration. And next is that one coming all the way from Osun State. This one is a global disgrace for the Nigerian state. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu was being given a chieftaincy title by the Oni of Ife in Osun State. And while the governor of Osun State, Governor ADELEKE, was on stage trying to give his speech, Oluremi Tinubu went up to him and told him that he is giving him 5 minutes to finish his speech. And while the governor was trying to sing before his speech, she returned to the governor and told him that she would off his mic if he does not behave himself. This moment was caught on video, and now the whole world is wondering what is happening in Nigeria. How can a so-called first lady disrespect a sitting governor openly in his own state? Before I show you details of these top stories and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this video. Rufai Oseni calling a spade once again.
Why an average watcher of television today might support those coups, despite the fact that I condemn the idea, because and why I condemn the idea of a coup is that once you start, you don't know where to stop. Everybody that has force now can take power. Even Yahoo boys and criminals can take power. But the question is, are the African leaders not even behaving like Yahoo boys in the first place? All of the African leaders have made it very easy for the coups to happen. So in as much as we are saying we condemn coups, we should also check these Yahoo boys we call leaders. Because across the African continent, there are a bunch of Yahoo boys that always think of themselves and not the interests of the people. I'm happy the Americans are on ground. We knew there was a fact-finding mission that was supported by somebody that's been nominated as ambassador today. We know how that ended. But the truth has to be said. Where is the government going to show us those that are complicit in all of this? If the government cannot show us, then there's a level of complicity going on. Yesterday, they released 100 people. You release people from Niger. There are no killing of bandits. There are no bringing the bandits to book. The playbook is way too obvious now. That's why some people are saying, isn't it looking like collabo? They kidnap people. Till today, the government has not been able to tell us. Those that ordered the troops to leave the secondary school in Kebbi.
They said an investigation.
Investigation my foot. My investigation done. Investigation my foot. So they don't know who gave an order that troops should leave. And some minutes after, people came in there and picked up our girls. Now, about 100 of them came back. The NSA was even giving us updates that they are in good condition and everything. So why can't the NSA root out those criminal elements that took away the 100 people they've not released now? This thing is looking like collabo. And except we have that level of sincerity, So we are having all of this, and because the government is not standing tall.
You saw that. Rufai Oseni there reacting to the attempted coup in Benin Republic, and it looks as if in every African country where coups are attempted, the citizens of the country are always very happy with it. And it is not because people are stupid, it is not because people don't know that democracy, if well practiced, is the best system of government. That is what Rufai was pointing out easily there. If democracy is well practiced, it is the best system of government, and everybody knows that. But when you look at the situation all across Africa, what we have is mostly fake democracy, where people are wearing agbada, but they are behaving like Yahoo boys in office. You know, they are civilians. It is civil rule in most parts of Africa. And the people feel that instead of us to continue deceiving ourselves, why don't we just have this military regime in place? And then we can now begin to ask ourselves if we actually want a democracy. Then we can sit down and design a constitution that will work. This is the reason why you see people supporting military regime in Burkina Faso, in Mali, Chad, and those other places. It is not as if people hate democracy. It is because of the hypocrisy in democracy in Africa. And of course, Rufai was talking about insecurity there. It is now obvious to everybody. When some of us began saying this at the beginning, it looked like we were just being critical of government, but now everybody's asking the question, why can't the government show us the sponsors? After over a decade of insecurity in Nigeria, they have not held one person and shown the whole country that this is one of the sponsors. What that points to is that there is complicity on the side of government. Now, let us look at the top stories. First is that one coming from the APC chairman. This one that got Nigerians angry and cursing at the party. And next is that big one coming out of Osun State. This one is a global disgrace for the Nigerian state. REMI TINUBU got on stage while the governor of Osun State, ADELEKE, was making a speech to disgrace the governor, to give him 5 minutes to make his speech and get out of there. A moment that rubbed off shamefully on the first lady, on the governor, on the state, and the entire nation. Let's start by taking that update from the APC chairman. Look at how the papers reported it. APC will win 2027 elections convincingly, Yewada boasts. The national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Professor Nentawe Yewada, on Sunday projected a sweeping victory for the ruling party in the 2027 general elections, anchoring his optimism on what he described as the growing national acceptance of Bola Tinubu's administration. Yewada made the declaration in Abuja while receiving the Leadership of Women Leaders Support Advancement, a political advocacy group canvassing greater inclusion of women in governance. Now, that was the APC chairman there talking about 2027 election. He said their victory as a political party is sure. Don't forget that this man is from Plateau State, one of the states most hit by insecurity in Nigeria. Don't forget that we are just coming out of a week or 2 weeks of back-to-back kidnappings of school children. It is not like the kidnappings have stopped. Even within the FCT, people are being kidnapped now. It is not as if the country has stopped burning, but you know, they went to about 3 schools concurrently and took children, and most of those children are still in captivity as we speak. And what the APC chairman can come out to talk about is 2027 election, saying that they are going to sweep the polls, they are going to win convincingly because there is growing acceptance of Tinubu. So the fact that governors are decamping to APC is the growing acceptance. The fact that politicians are decamping to APC is the growing acceptance. The groaning, the tears of Nigerians, the pain of Nigerians does not matter to this man, particularly Nigerians from his own state. He does not care. And this is what we are trying to project. If you are watching this video now, whatever political party you support or whatever tribe, ethnic group you come from, is it right for us to be talking about elections at this very time as a country? Because you can come out now and judge us as analysts and say that we are biased, we are being harsh. What this man is saying now, how harsh do you think it is? How insensitive do you think it is? This man talking about 2027 election while the nation is burning. This is heartbreaking, but I don't blame him. He belongs to the APC, and this is what they are known for. Nigerians, use your tongue to count your teeth. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to that update from Osun State began making the rounds. Now, I actually have a video of the event, how it actually happened on stage, but I'll give you just a little of the written report so that it will guide you while you are watching the video. Let's take the report first. REMI TINUBU shut down Governor ADELEKE on stage, threatens to turn off his mic for singing. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu, during her coronation ceremony as the Yeye Asiwaju Ile Oodua on Sunday, interrupted Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke's speech, threatening to switch off the microphone as he sang. Minutes before Mrs. Tinubu's threat, she had mounted the stage to inform Mr. Adeleke that he had 5 minutes left to wrap up his speech, while showing her 5 hand fingers. "I'm giving you 5 minutes to finish your speech. This music is enough," said Mrs. Tinubu. A video of the moment has sparked controversy since it went viral, as many berated First Lady for humiliating a sitting governor. Now, before we get to the comments, let's quickly take the video so that you can see it firsthand.
Which kind of
You saw that. And reacting to the incident, an ex-user, Chukwuemeka, with the handle Nnaneya, posted, "Constitutionally, the governor is higher than the Oni of Ife and can dethrone the Oni. He is also higher than the First Lady, who is not constitutionally recognized. It is an insult for the First Lady to talk to a sitting governor in that manner. What a display of arrogance. It reflects the mess in our system. How can a First Lady with unconstitutional power, with no legal authority, humiliate a constituted authority in his own territory? I felt very bad for the governor. Mrs. Jagaban needs to exercise restraint. We've had several First Ladies before her." And Afobaje here says, "Mrs. Remi Tinubu is such an overbearing, high-handed, despotic, domineering, arrogant and condescending woman. She oozes these traits without even having to talk or act. You don't expect a sane and progressive society with Nigeria in the hands of people like her. It is so sad. Oluremi Tinubu is a very disrespectful woman. The governor of Osun State is simply expressing his joyful heart to God for the event, and you disrupted him." And that was Toby Akimbo speaking. And Olumuyiwa here says, "Wow, that was disrespectful. I don't think we've seen any First Lady behave so disrespectful towards a sitting governor in this manner before. This is a national disgrace. I think Goodluck's wife also did something similar to this to Rotimi Amechi." And this tweet by Olugbenga says, "You went to somebody's state and you are still commanding him that you give a whole #1 citizen of the state 5 minutes for his speech just because you are a president's wife." That is it. That is it. No constitutional right. And this tweet by Adebayo says, "Isn't Yoruba culture centered on respect, especially for elders, even when they are wrong? With greetings like Karo Ojire reinforcing that model, how can one then claim that this woman's character deserves emulation to the level of a chieftain? Our elders are foolish." Adebayo here is actually saying that Yoruba elders are foolish for even conferring a chieftaincy title on Remi TINUBU in the first place. He said the character of the woman has not shown that she deserves to be honored with a chieftaincy title. You saw that. This is what politics has become in Nigeria. A very disgraceful venture. Just days ago, this same governor of Osun State resigned from the PDP, and of course we know that he's warming up to join the APC. So nothing formal anymore. Everybody will just pack themselves to one side. They will just be in the APC there, and the whole thing will just be like a family, a 3-bedroom flat of father, mother, and children. That is why Remi TINUBU can scold him like that. And days ago, when Akpabio was announcing that they wanted to have a dinner at the Aso Villa, he said our mother wants to host us to a dinner. That's Remi TINUBU. She's the mother of the senators. So if she's your mother, then she should be able to scold you like that. This is what Nigeria has been reduced to. Nothing formal anymore. Nothing serious anymore. Just a joke before the whole world. Do you know what it means to be a sitting governor? Nigeria divided into 37 places. This whole country of over 200 million people. This divided into 36 states plus the FCT. That is 37 places. And you was chosen to man one of those 37 places. Yet, there is no regard for you. Yet, somebody who was not elected, nothing like that, can just come up and speak to you like this in your own state. And it is normal. The video has gone viral. The whole world has seen it. This is why we can never be taken seriously by any nation that is serious. Because you can't find something like this anywhere in the world. It is a disgrace. One of the comments that I didn't take says, Nigeria is the only country in the world where a first lady can speak to a governor like this. And it keeps unfolding. Every day passes by and new drama continues to come in Nigeria. New events continue to take place that show that we are not a serious people. This is why I say this country needs to be formatted, because if this country is not formatted and we continue on this path, this country can only continue to sink. Are we ever going to be able to retrace our steps as a people and begin to do the right thing? That is left to be seen. Anyway, make I leave am here, make I still enter town, make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because now because of una na I dey here. So don't go away. Don't go away.